What's up, everybody? You already know how it is. It's your boy Karawa right here, and this week this is a special edition. Like it's written on my screen, it's breaking news. Jovi beefing Pascal, and I had to get you really quick and talk about it because it's been the craze of social media this week. And again, for the very second time, Cameroonian entertainers trending on Twitter, right? They were on a Twitter thread and the Twitter timelines. And we noticed over the week that this beef was a trend, even at the level of Pascal and Jovi, all the same. And I'm here to give you my opinion on it. Again, this is a totally opinionated edition of this particular segment that I am shooting, and I don't want anybody coming at me and telling me all this and that. This is my opinion about it, and I think that is really crazy for a young entertainment industry like this to have more vibe coming from the sidelines of beef. Okay, let's dive right into it.
Inside your diary.
Before I dive right into what made all of the craze on social media this week, as far as all of this beef is concerned, let me dive back into history a bit. So Pascal was a signatory to New Bell Music, we already know, and the boss of New Bell Music and co-founder was Jovi Lemons, who is still boss and co-founder of New Bell Music, to which he's also a signatory as an artist. He's also a producer that we already know. Pascal was signed to this record label at the time when there was Rainis, Rachel Applewhite, there was Shay, there was Killer, there was Stiller, and all of these people made New Bell Music. But somewhere along the line, New Bell Music kind of dissolved, and most of the people signed to this record label left. People like Tiller are no more there, Pascal no more there. But is that what we're talking about right now? No, our focus is Pascal, who finally left. While at New Bell Music, he did a couple of songs like Manka, Makero, and Check Sense. And talking about Check Sense was a cause for all of this craze that happened on social media. What happened? What transpired? I mean, many people are saying Jovi has been coming at Pascal every time. That's why Pascal had to go do a diss song and talk all of the craze that happened on this diss song. And I'm like, really? Is this true? And to me, that's not true. Jovi has not been coming at Pascal. When Pascal was at New Bell Music sometime back, they broke up and all groups started speculating. Blogs and different media platforms started speculating that Jovi and Pascal had an issue. But these two came to social media to clarify the fact that they were not at loggerheads anytime. They were not having issues. Their departure was amicable. Several times Jovi kept saying that his best rapper is still Pascal. And Pascal always said Jovi is the person who made him who he is. They always spoke well of each other. Yeah, I like you to take note of that. These two always spoke well of each other. But recently, it didn't seem like it. This week, Jovi was on a question and answer session on Twitter with his fans. What always happens? I told you before that Jovi has been using Twitter most especially for his communication platform with his fans and all of that. That has been working for him, yeah? And I can't blame him for that. Like other people are saying he tweets like a baby or he tweets like a chick and stuff. I'm like, really? In the 21st century, how can you accuse somebody of using social media? It doesn't make sense. Whatever works for you, you use it. Social media is used for several things and several reasons. So people choose what to use, whatever works for them. But just before I dive into that, I want you to know that when Pascal left New Bell, he got signed to Strange Kings, and Strange Kings gave him a contract according to what several media platforms said. But somewhere along the line, he breached it, and Strange Kings kind of sued him. And during that suing, there were all kind of court cases that happened, and Pascal's life was rather going down instead of rising. Okay, during that period, he still didn't come up that he had any issues at all with Jovi Lemons. Those who loved him at New Bell were finding it and asking questions why he left in the first place. But somewhere during this period of time where he was having all of these court cases, another record label called the Indomitable Lions Entertainment came and rescued him from all of these ills and got him signed, same level to which he is signed right now. The boss of this record label is in the US, based in the US, and Pascal's a manager who is also based out of the country. But recently, what transpired between Jovi and Pascal is what social media is speculating and not actually really digging deep to the roots. One of the artists in Cameroon that has been noted for one of the biggest beefs so far, or always involved in beefs on social media, is Jovi Lemons, because of his narcissistic attitude and how he comes on artists. And several times, I mean, some people find it very offending and all of that, of course, which is offending. But during this period, during this time, many artists have been thinking like this. Nobody has been able to match Jovi. But this time, it wasn't really the case. Jovi was on a question and answer session on his Twitter platform with his fans. And somewhere along the line, somebody brought up a question about the song Check Sense. I want you to note that while Pascal was at New Bell Music, he did Check Sense with Jovi together. But what did Jovi say? I'm going to read out this tweet to you as to this so that I don't mix up anything, so you understand the root cause of where the diss from Pascal actually really came from. And this is what I had to say. When I met Pascal, he was rapping like an American, like the very bad version of Copy and Paste. I still have his demos here with me. All you hear from the Pascal you know now came from me. His first name was Strike P. Now I will tell you how Check Sense came about. So he went ahead to tweet after saying that. And this is what he said. I had a killer beat and I liked it, gave it to Pascal to write. He came with an American-like verse. I asked him to change his direction. Then I did a freestyle that led to the Check Sense you hear today. It's still in my phone. I gave him the subject matter, the hook too. Take note, at the end of this tweet, he writes laughter there, that emoji, that laughter emoji. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is funny, okay? And then he continues tweeting, and what does he say? Finally got his verse right under my supervision. I rewrote my verse to fit the song. Don't forget, subject matter and hook came from me. If it's a collabo, it has to sound like a collabo, right? Always. Yes, of course, it's supposed to sound like a collabo. We all agree, okay? And he goes ahead to tweet again, and this is what he says. I will not go to tell you how Pascal's songs came about, like I'm here to discredit his work. What? Like I'm here to discredit his work. Keyword here is discredit, because I actually groomed him. We already know that, okay? Everybody knows that. Pascal talks about that. He says you groomed him. He says yeah, he's grand by far. He says that. So I heard the song. I heard he said some stuff on how Check Sense was made. He lied, and I just want to clarify that. Really? So you're looking at this. These are the tweets that came up before every other thing got birthed from it. Jovi talks about the fact that he wanted to clarify something because he heard that Pascal said something. So the whole root cause of all of this talk and this and whatever that happened over the weekend was based on gossip. Really? And this is where everything went wrong. This is where everything went wrong for me. I mean, like, these are two people who are very close. I mean, one of the questions that came during that period of time when he was on the question and answer session is, but Jovi, I thought you guys were cool. And Jovi's like, yes, we're cool. Everybody that left New Bell, Tila, Pascal, I am cool with them. We're not just close, but I am cool with them. And I am asking a question. If you heard something that Pascal said, aren't you going to call Pascal as a mentor to sit him down and talk to him? And secondly, why are you saying you don't want to discredit Pascal? Why discrediting him? Because all of the tweets that Jovi made with the laughter emoji sounds like he was actually discrediting him. It sounded like he was discrediting him. I don't know how that sounded to you, but I don't feel like this is cool. Pascal said in his diss track that he has petty friends that are also looking up to him. So I think that his ego was trampled on. Maybe Jovi didn't intend for that to happen, but he did. And he can't say, I don't want to discredit Pascal by saying how Check Sense came about. But going right ahead to discredit him in same tweets, because saying Pascal sounded like some American and he was Strike P at the time. Everybody knows that, okay? They're saying he wrote it all under his supervision and all of that stuff. It's trying to make as if Pascal didn't put work into that song. This is where everything went wrong. These two guys are family, have almost same fan base, even though the multitude or the fan numbers are not the same. But the question is, when you have family, does family betray family? I mean, these two were so close and I was thinking of a family. Of course, a mentor to a mentee relationship. Pascal came, replied to the tweet that Jovi put up and said, yes, Jovi is my grand by far. Whatever I am right now is because of him. And he says, grand Jovi, or he said, God love, thank you so much for all that you did. I'm always going to respect you. It's only God that is going to pay you. He said this in his tweets and said that he's not going to consciously ever disrespect Jovi. He said he will never consciously disrespect Jovi. 12 hours later on, Pascal releases a diss track that people are now calling an open letter to Jovi. That is not a diss track. Some entertainers are even calling it entertainment. Of course, the song was good, a good vibe, great punchlines, and I think that even this got to Jovi, because all the whiles when Jovi has been in all of this kind of beef on social media, no artist has really been big enough to match up to him, but Pascal did. Pascal stood up and matched up to him. And just so you know, when you're a mentor, it doesn't mean you're more talented than your mentee. And when you're a mentee, it means that you're supposed to give back respect to the person who mentors you. That's what it means to sit at the feet of your mentor. I think that all of this got played along the way. Pascal felt his ego was trampled upon, but then he played a whole big fat hypocrite by saying he cannot consciously disrespect Jovi. 12 hours later on, he releases a song calling Jovi a chick, saying that he's going to gangbang Jovi. We're going to listen to that song together. What? Did you hear that? Damn. Oh. How can you say this song is not a diss and you call the guy who is your mentor a chick? Don't do that. You don't do that. How can you call him a chick I mean, do you know who a chick is? I mean, a grown-ass man. You call him a chick, and you guys are telling me this is not a diss. This is total disrespect. Like, calling him names, that's a no-no. I mean, he called him a chick. I mean, like, Jovi's a chick, like a girl. Like, no.
It's a problem with a person when I serious kiss. I bet she done the tweet, I tweet, then I curse, I curse. Me and my man, when he pull up for that nigga, he plays. But gang, bang, bang, for that nigga, he fights. Oh, yes.
So, wait, this dude is saying he's going to beat Jovi, like he's going to gangbang Jovi, like, oh, damn it. It's crazy, man. Like, now I'm sweating, like, damn. So Pascal is saying he's going to gangbang his mentor. Like, he said he can consciously disrespect his mentor Jovi because he is gang by far. Now he is saying he's going to gangbang him. I mean, he even said in the song that if it was a real case, Jovi won't be tweeting about it. But just for the record, before Pascal went recording this song, he was all over Twitter too. I mean, who is playing the hypocrite? I don't understand why it's happening in this entertainment industry. Total mess up. Like, total mess up. The whole concept to have social media acceptance, that's what's going on right now. You want to trend, you don't give a damn what you are trending for. And just for the record, man, the vibe of this song is so cool, man. Man, nigga is talented, man. What? Oh, damn. What? So Pascal is thinking that Jovi is actually really using this to push Tata. Of course, we already know Tata is the only other artist that stays and is still in New Bell Music. Get me? Yeah. Hey. Hey. Okay, no, this wasn't important. Like, no, come on, man. This is a diss, man. Why are you telling us about family right now? No. When you want to diss, you have to be strong. Man, now you have been all... let's just finish that rap line right there.
All man they indoors like rap this year for go for outside. So when I don't forgot for I know they forget outside. You see me and
I feel you, bro.
So when you be mala, you speak for my mala. Check.
What? You said Jovi is spitting on your mala? Just for those of you who don't know, mala is food, man. Like real food. Like you had real food before. Oh damn. Mala is real food. This nigga's trying to hustle to eat. Now he's saying Jovi is spitting on his food. Damn. This is so sad. I mean, like, I'm laughing about it right now because the vibe of that song is so lit. But our entertainment industry is getting crazy. The culture of rap and hip hop is all about the craze. It's about the streets. And I fear that this might not just stay in the studios. It might get to the streets. For a young entertainment industry that does not have money, it's more beef. He just said, excuse me, sorry if I'm sounding disrespectful. Why are all these artists being hypocrites? Why are you trying to diss somebody and apologizing at the same time? Just diss him already. Just diss. You guys don't tell me I'm not going to offend you. Then you just start offending me. Or you tell me, no, I don't want to sound like I'm gossiping. Then you just start gossiping. Like, don't do that. Don't apologize in the same song you are disrespecting somebody. Don't do that, man. Not cool.
I respect you. But would you rather be successful? You look successful. I just want to be successful. Lose alone is super stressful. Lord, send me for the temptation.
Hey.
Hey. Clarifications and verifications to be for something out there for the generation. I only want
yeah, that's fact, man. We already know that. It's just you, it's just him, man. This guy is so good. For a second, I'm looking at these two guys. I'm feeling like this is probably a publicity stunt. But deep down inside of me, if I didn't know clearly that this wasn't a publicity stunt, I'll call it one. A mentor who cannot be able to keep his mentee in check and make his mentee feel worthwhile has failed. A mentee who can give his mentor respect has failed. These two people, I mean, it's so important. And I like the fact that last time I said in one of our editions that it's very good that we take all of these diss and beef to the studio and release music music and make money off it. I'm excited that some artists are beginning to make that happen. I mean, but right now, I don't understand how this is going to help the entertainment industry, aside from the fact that we'll just get entertained. Let's talk about the fans for a bit. Just before I came talking about this, I made mention of the fact that somewhere along the line, Pascal left Nubel, got signed to Strange Kings, and then got signed to Indomitable Lions Entertainment. During this period when he was signed, he released a couple of songs. And I want to tell you that all of these songs didn't really do well because he wasn't in the limelight like that. But when he released this disc, so many fans came hailing him. And just for the record, I want to clarify, these people are actually not really his fans. I mean, are these his fans? Because on his Twitter platform, there is a song pinned to his Twitter platform, pinned on his timeline, that people have never really retweeted or shared. Immediately he released this disc, several people came sharing and talking about it. And why were they sharing this song? Two things involved, two different camps. The first camp are those who don't like Jovi and like the fact that finally somebody stood up to Jovi, not Pascal's fans. For the record, people came tweeting and hailing Pascal. Now they're hailing him because he finally stood up to the almost untouchable Jovi, whom people feel like nobody can touch. Yeah, and the other people are people who have just been playing hypocrite in the background and encouraging him to be as such. And the few of these people are the fans who actually really did support Pascal. So for the record, what I'm saying is, when this is all over and the mist has settled, everybody's going to go back to their normal platforms. What happens to Pascal? Is he going to actually keep this fan base because of what he did to his mentor, or he's going to fall out? Jovi has crazy worshippers as fans. They're always going to take Jovi's sides irrespective. As I'm talking right now, as I'm saying all of these things I'm saying, some are going to probably attack me and tell me, hey, shut up. Yeah, because they are like that. Like they say, you can only bow for your own masquerade. Yeah? And about Jovi, I understand that the hip-hop culture is made up of ego, bragging, the ability to own the streets or own a territory or own a platform. So ego is this self-acclamation, pretty much. That's what it's always about. And that's why you understand why in the Western world people have been gunned down and shot in the streets, even though this just started in the studio. Our industry is too young for that. And this explains why Jovi, even in the song, he says money, power, respect. You can put it in any order because he craves for this respect.
Money, power, respect. When I put that for any.
Not just because he has put out so much song, but also because of his longevity in the entertainment industry, and he feels like his place is not being given to him. But I want to say, hey, you're a boss, and you're a big boss, and you've been doing amazing songs, but sometimes when you want to be respected, you need to give respect in return, right? I can also understand this level of longevity. That's why artists like Big G, Baba, and Ambe can relate to Jovi and take side to Jovi every time he's tweeting about respect. Because these two have been in the industry for that long. Stephen came and was saying, no, this wasn't a beef, this is entertainment. He doesn't think that Pascal really disrespected Jovi. It's entertainment. He even feels like he should give Pascal a free video. I'm like, what? How can you say this is not a beef? This is entertainment. What's a beef to you? A beef is when two entertainers are at loggerheads. It doesn't matter where the platform is. These two, we need to start calling a spade a spade. This was an outright beef. Jovi kind of discredited Pascal. Pascal feels offended, goes, makes a diss track, and don't call it an open letter, it is a diss track. He disrespected Jovi. You can't call your mentor a chick. You cannot call your mentor a girl. It doesn't happen. You cannot say you're going to gangbang your mentor. That's a threat. How don't people get that? Talking about people like TZ Panchak. I don't know what's wrong with this dude. Why are you always poking your nose in things that don't concern you? I mean, when it was Stanley Eno and Jovi, you came and bought the whole case and it was all about you. When it was Kosi, you put your mouth in it. Now it's Jovi and Pascal, and you come tweeting that you gave Pascal the crown. I'm asking, what are you crowning Pascal for? What's the point? Why are you always trying to get the vibe? I don't understand. Why are you trying to, are you a parasite? Why are you trying to feed off platforms that don't have any mutual relationship with you? Can't you just focus on your blue hair already? I mean, this is beginning to get so offending. It's so annoying how TZ Panchak is always everywhere, every time. Just a few weeks ago, this guy went on Twitter and was ranting how it's amazing what Jovi did on stage. Was this just a hypocritical thing? Do you actually really like Jovi? Or anybody that comes at Jovi, you take sides with the other? It's so sickening. This is not what our entertainment industry is about. And talking about ego, those of you are waiting for Jovi to go to the studio and respond, you're just wasting time. This dude is definitely not going to go back to the studio. Did this song get to him? Of course, it did. But is he going to go to the studio to respond? Definitely not. It seems like Jovi doesn't follow the crowd. Just like somebody tweeted, the crowd follows him. I mean, I'm not a judge, but I think that these two need to come together again, sit down, talk to each other, and check sense. They need to check sense, okay? Because if this industry has to go forward, we need to kill all of this unnecessary fight and focus on lifting each other. That's why we're here, yeah? It's always me giving you what's hot and what's not. It's your boy, Karawa.
Never day go back, never day go back, never day go no see you day now you want.
Rapida kapenente kambo bato, oh, don't get me go, don't get me go. Anyhow way day, man give a hustle cause cinema show. I'm selling the TV, I'm selling the deck. With all due respect, I better not blame me, get my dev on my neck.